All right, we got another one here for you. I'm kind of sticking to the content train of bullying women. I mean, I kind of enjoy bullying women. It'd be like if I had to put on my resume what are my three skills, I'd probably put coding, piano, and bullying women online. It's my favorite pastime, guys. I'm an evil misogynist, right? You heard it. That was my those women's tears that I was just drinking there. So we have another one for you. We have this Greta Thunberg lookalike, but who works at fucking Holly's. Let's get into it.
My ex-boyfriend just got engaged and I hadn't seen the post, and one of my friends texted me. She was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I was like,
What's wrong with these people's faces? Like, does everyone just have shitty skin? What's going on? Like every single girl I come across in one of these photos, I think they're just putting too much chemicals on. I'm more of an advocate for minimal, like minimize your skincare routine, minimize your hair routine. Try to shampoo less if you can. Actually, obviously, if you have super long hair, you can't do that. Like me, if you have thick, luscious locks like myself, you can't do that. But yeah, like what is up with people's skin? Like, am I the only one noticing this?
"What?" And then I went and I don't follow him anymore, so I clicked on his page. But the funny thing about this is
And
that I
it's
found
so dumb. Like, okay, I'm gonna rant. Guess what, guys? We're in for another rant. I should make a segment called "End Rants." Rant time. I need a better name. We have to work on the name. Brainstorm a name for our rant sessions. But my rant is that women put all this effort into random external factors like their nails. She's got her nails done. They'll have like earrings and like fucking hair extensions, and they'll have the lip gloss. Now this girl doesn't have it. It looks like she just got off a job, so maybe I'm picking on her. But my general complaint is that women will put all this effort into having a shit ton of accessories like rings, jewelry, push-up bras, and then you look at their face, and it's like the most mid 4 out of 10 disgusting cave goblin face covered in a bunch of makeup, covered in a bunch of plastic, and you're just like, what was the point of all that? You just dressed up a cave goblin. Like, yeah, the dress and the jewelry looks nice, but why'd you put it on a cave goblin? You can't fix that. Like, you can't fix this face. There's no amount of makeup. There's no fucking amount of oil that you can put on this to fix it. I think people who are ugly should just subject themselves to their misery and stop trying to be pretty, because you're not. You're lying. You know, if you're not attractive, stop stealing attractive people culture. That's my and really you should base your self-worth in something else. Stop pursuing something that you don't have. Because beauty is supposed to be a reflection of good genetics, right? This is basic Darwinist biology. It's you're supposed to reflect your good genes, and then the reason we like attractive people is because they have good genes and they're good to procreate with, right? So if you use a bunch of makeup to lie, you're basically saying, I have good genes, but you don't. And all I have to do is look at your face to realize that, yeah, you're like a 4. You're not worth intermingling my genes with.
found out he was going to get engaged randomly a couple weeks ago. So he has no idea that I knew. He did not tell me. We don't talk. But when we broke up a couple years ago, his TikTok was linked to my email. And so when we broke up, I made a new email, put the TikTok link to that email, and sent it to him and his people. And I was like, there you go. Never, like, this email wasn't like a functioning email. It was literally just used for that TikTok, and I had created it on my account. So maybe like 6 weeks ago, I got notification
Get to the point!
after notification after notification on my phone of a verification code for that email. And I was like, oh, he's probably trying to log into this email. My phone is the one who made it. It's like maybe the safe device, whatever. So I texted him after literally, like, we've not talked in well over a year. And I was like, hey, random, like, I think you need this code. And he was like, oh, I do, thank you. I gave him the code. That was the extent of our conversation. And that day I was like, I'm so sorry I was logged into this email. Like, I really had no idea I was. And he was like, oh no, I've just never logged into it before. And I swear on everything that day I logged out of that email. I was I don't want any associate. I just didn't want to be dealing with it. A few weeks ago, I get an email that pops up on my phone, and it's like, thank you so much, and it says his name. But I couldn't tell that it was to that email. I thought it was just like to my email or something, and I was like, what? That's weird. So I clicked on it, and it all happened so fast. And I didn't even realize that it was like to his email, or I don't go looking for this. I get no notifications from this email. Like, I truly had no idea that I was logged into this email. And I click on it, and it was him, and it was like,
it's like the Destiny Spurg, where you take 5 hours, including a bunch of details and talking really fast to make your point. Get to the point, lady.
So much for leaving a review. And it was him leaving a review at a fine jewelry shop near where we live, and he was like, they have had my best interest at heart throughout this entire process. And I was like, well, okay, I guess he's getting engaged. And have just been waiting for the day that it was going to get posted. So I'm glad that's over with. I'm very happy for him. They look very cute. But I feel like that's a thing that just only would happen to me. Like, has anybody else found out their ex is getting engaged via email?
Here's the thing.
No. Here's the thing. Fuck you, men only guy. It's my turn. You wouldn't have your ex getting engaged. 1, if you kept your ex. Fine boom sound effect. 2, if you weren't sleeping with strangers. Vine boom sound effect. 3, if you didn't date casually. Nuclear explosion in the distance sound effect. You shouldn't have a bunch of exes. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, the more exes that you have, the more of them that you're gonna encounter getting engaged. Really, it's not even like, oh, my ex is getting engaged. Wow, I'm so sad. It's more like, I have a bunch of past relationships that all failed, and now they're moving on to other things. I'm a clusterfuck. That should be the attitude. Is like, I have a bunch of failed relationships that are sitting in the corner, going about their life, now getting engaged, that I just completely fucked around with. Right? So, like, for people like me, it's not very complicated, because there's maybe like only a few people where this could happen, whereas all these women, it's like, it's also like, okay, let me do a little rant. I don't really believe in the concept of boyfriend-girlfriend. I don't really believe in it. Like, obviously you have to, because if you don't, people will look at you funny. And they're like, what do you mean? But if I were to be honest and genuine, so what my true beliefs were, kind of aside from the normative idea of it, is that it's kind of a meaningless commitment. Boyfriend, girlfriend, it means nothing, in the sense that there's nothing you can point to that really delineates friends with benefits from girlfriend, boyfriend, because it's not a marriage. You can't call it a marriage. You can't call it engaged, right? The only real difference is that you're supposed to be sexually exclusive if it's your boyfriend, girlfriend. Supposed to be. And there's some vague criteria of commitment that you have to visit them at least 3 times a week or something. I don't know. Although there's plenty of long distance relationships. There's those too. How many times have you heard oh, my girlfriend cheated on me? You know what, red pill guys? Let me drop the real red pill for you. If you weren't starting pseudo marriages and pseudo families with your little girlfriend, boyfriend, secularist, hedonist, cultural practices and rituals and relationships, you wouldn't be getting cheated on. Okay, so what I mean to say is, if you didn't have boyfriend, girlfriend, you couldn't get cheated on, because they would either be married, and then it would be like, oh, my wife cheated on me. That's a way bigger serious transgression. They're not going to just fucking do that nearly as often. Plus, you only get married to one person, whereas you can have, well, I mean, you can go through multiple marriages. But my point being that the cycle, the turnover rate of a boyfriend-girlfriend is going to be a lot higher than a marriage. You know, there's some statistic out there saying that the average marriage only lasts 8 years, which doesn't sound like long for a marriage, and it definitely isn't, but it's at least longer than a boyfriend-girlfriend, right? So, And this all ties back into this lady here, which if you have a large turnover rate of relationships, you're going to have lots of exes who all go get engaged, right? So it's this high turnover rate thing we see in relationships, which is really damaging, I think. And I don't treat boyfriend girlfriend as a meaningful term. I think you should really just have the vetting process and then you get engaged. I think it should be you vet people across all. Fuck, dude, that's loud as fuck. But okay, here's my prescription for dating. Like what would I tell myself? What would I tell my friends? Is you have this vetting process. What you're really vetting for is a wife, because as men we're solution oriented, right? We're goal oriented, which means that we need to look at the long term goal. What should the long term goal for any relationship be? Now, it doesn't have to be marriage. If you're like, well, I just want friends with benefits, then you stop at step 2, right? You just stop the journey early. But I'm assuming most of you all want to get married, and if you really want, okay, well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because there's a lot of MGTOW people. So when I say I assume you all want to get married, I'm talking to people who are actually participating in relationships, right? So these people like her who are going to be doing girlfriend boyfriend. I'm talking to people of the girlfriend boyfriend crowd, not MGTOW. If you're engaged in a relationship with the opposite gender and you genuinely love them and you're not trying to do fuck buddies, because I don't think it's malicious. I don't think this culture we have of the current dating scene in 2024. I think it's messed up, but I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just a bunch of children who don't know how to generate the necessary technologies socially, necessary social technologies to actually solve dating. They haven't done it. And the best one we have is marriage. So really you should be aiming for marriage. And if you're aiming for marriage, then really what you have is a giant vetting process where you're constantly, continually vetting your partner or partners at the very beginning. Then you select one, then you have that partner, and then you vet them and interrogate them, kind of, right? And then you make sure that they're a quality partner. You spend some time with them. You see them in different scenarios. See them with a pool. That's a good one, guys. A little dating tip for you guys. Take them out on a date to somewhere like a pool or the beach, because one, you'll see what they look like under their pull-up bra and their that jeans with that Hasselliff, and the leggings and all this shit. You'll see what they look like. You'll see how much body fat they have, and then you can see them without their makeup. Right? That's a good one too. So no makeup, no fucking no stupid jeans and fucking bras and padding and all this fucking dumb shit that women do. So, but really marriage and the process, the road to marriage, is one giant vetting process. So you're constantly vetting your partner. You're looking for red flags, looking for anything that you're like, actually that's a deal breaker, because you're gonna like them, right? So that's not the issue. It's not the issue of, do I like them? You're gonna like them. If you went on a date with them and you had sex with them as a guy, you're gonna like them. What you're looking for is for red flags. You're looking for things that you're like, could I actually set up a life with this person? Could I make her the mother of my kids? And so it's a big, giant vetting process. It's a fun vetting process, right? It's fun. You get to hang out. You get to buy fun drinks. You get to go down to the beach, and you get to go on hikes together and hang out and do whatever. But it is kind of like a long interview. That's how I would see it. Because it's important. Because this is the most important, in my opinion, the most important decision you can make in your life is who you decide to spend the rest of it with. And if you care about your children, if you love your children, now I know a lot of you don't, according to the statistics, but let's say, hypothetically, you loved your children, right? I know it's an impossible thing to imagine, actually caring about your kids. But just try for me. Please take all of the empathy that you have left. I know there's not much, but just take all of it, clump it together, and try to imagine loving your children. And then imagine that you would then have to pick their mother. Are you going to pick a mother for them who is going to drown them in the bathtub and who is going to nag and pick on them and ruin them and ostracize them and bully them and shame them and hurt them and manipulate them and lie to them? Or are you going to pick a woman who's kind, loving, determined, goal-oriented, strong, capable, put together, pure, virgin, for your kids, not just for you, not just so you can have someone to hang out with. I do hate this, and people like, I heard fucking Legion of Men saying something like this. Sorry, Legion of Men, to be bashing you over the head here, but it's this very secularist approach to marriage where it's just like, yeah, I just need someone to make my life easier. I need someone to hang out with, someone to, just so I'm not lonely, bro. I just want someone who, and tons of people think like this. Tons of people take relationships down this road where it's just a person to hang out with for yourself. They're a friend. It's like, no, that's a friend. This is a partner for life. This is a wife, or this is a husband. This is not your buddy that you have drinks with and have sex with at the pool party. This is your lifelong partner that you're going to raise a family with, right? Most people might be like, oh, well, I don't want to raise a family. Oh, I don't. Then really, why are you looking at a relationship really at all? This is kind of my point, is the ontology of the male-female relationship is family and procreation. And if you're engaging with a female and you're saying, oh, I don't want to do that, I just want to have sex, I just want da-da-da. It doesn't really work like that, is the problem. And it's slowly, that's why you have all these guys who get tricked into having kids. And they're like, oh, I didn't want to have kids. How many guys have you guys come across where the father was like, yeah, I didn't really want kids. I was kind of tricked into it. Yeah, well, it just kind of happened. You know, my pull-out game is weak, right? That's all the time. So it's like, it will happen regardless because it is intrinsic to the male-female dynamic. So, unless you actively take measures to prevent kids. And it's also like, as you get older, you're going to want kids anyway. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm old, I'm 35, I want some kids. I think I'm ready for that now. Even if you're not ready now, even if you're like, oh, I don't want kids, you know, I'd ruin them, they'd be a burden, and I just want to have fun, and I don't know if I'm ready for that, and I don't make enough money. As you get older, you will realize the value of doing that. As you get older, you'll realize, yeah, there's kind of nothing else. Living for myself is kind of empty. Having just a partner to keep me company is kind of a vacuous aim, right? So if I were you, I would just kind of throw that out the window, the whole like, I'm just gonna date for fun, and lots of people, boomers, even intelligent boomers think this way. I'm calling you out, boomers. You'll be like, oh, I just want dating is fun, you get to go on dates and buy ice cream and ride motorcycles. It's like, no, this is serious. This is your life partner. This is serious shit. This is not time to have a bunch of casual sex and a bunch of degeneracy and eat a bunch of fast food, guys. This is your lifelong partner. This shit matters. And you need to treat it like a vetting process. That is just the reality, guys. But anyway, I've kind of gone on a long and rambly rant. I'm sorry about that. I've been trying to reel in my rambling, my old man yelling at cloud behavior. Because my mind is a frazzled place. There's a lot going on in this mind. I'm trying to vet a partner, guys. Right? So, but anyway, the solution is knowing your goals, knowing your priorities. Avoid getting caught up in loneliness. Avoid getting caught up in, I just want someone to have sex with. Avoid getting caught up in secularism and hedonism and serving yourself and nihilism and nothingness and meaninglessness and a giant slew of exes and ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends in your past that you lament over, because it makes you a broken person and it will destroy you internally. Man or woman. Okay, Myron Gaines. I'm calling you out too, Myron. I'm calling everyone out today. you know, it's not just women that suffer from the fracturing of the spirit, the relationship ethos within a human. So treat marriage is sacred, sex is sacred. I know it's cringe to say. I know that's a joke, but it's true. It's very true. These are very important, fundamental to your identity and to your nature and your well-being as a human being, is having these bases covered and having a solid structured way to navigate these, and not some fucky 2024 secularist Gen Z garbage where it's like, just do what you like, bro. Just someone who brings the value to your life, bro. Someone nice. It's like, no, we need a little more than that, children. We need a little better system in place to help us analyze the world, children. That won't do. That's not enough. Yeah, it's like a bunch of hippie culture, right? How do I see it? It's like a bunch of weed smoking hippies. They're like, yeah, bro, just go with the flow, man. Just someone who makes my life easy, bro. Someone who's low stress, dude. I don't want kids. Nah, bro, I don't want kids. Kids are a lot of work, dude. Fucking weed smokers. Calling them out too. I'm calling everyone out here. So I'm gonna be like YouTube enemy number one. I guess that I should just brand myself that way. I should just start coming out with a bunch of racist, anti-Semitic stuff too. Why not? Because everyone else is gonna fucking hate me anyway. But I think I'm gonna head out. My rant is done. I hope you guys all had a lovely listen to my little rant, and I hope you guys all take care of yourself and stay safe from crazy Greta Thunbergs like this. So take care.